When the position of provost opened, it was a real opportunity, a time of opportunity for UTEP. We are in a time of transition, even more so now that the COVID crisis is upon us. And at any time of transition, there's just tremendous opportunity. And I think to really take good advantage of those opportunities, it's best to have someone with a deep knowledge of the institution and where our strengths lie and what our potential is. And so I thought it was a really interesting challenge to take on at this point. I've had the good fortune of working in the Provost office with phenomenal people for the last nearly 8 years. And the thought of continuing to work with those folks and leading them to support the campus community in that transition was exciting to me. As far as leadership philosophy, I guess I try to lead by example to the extent that I can. I try to create an environment with as much integrity and consistency as I can so that people who work with me feel that they can have some freedom to take thoughtful risks in doing their work. And I think that it's important to choose the best people for the work that you can and equip them and empower them to get the job done and hold them accountable for results. But I think it's really important to have someone who respects the skills that you bring to the job and allows you to do that job. Well, I haven't had that many previous jobs prior to starting as an assistant professor at UTEP, but I would say probably more than any one job, probably a transition in jobs impacted me the most. So when I was in school, I worked my way through high school and college, and early on in a number of jobs. One, I worked at McDonald's for about 5 years, in just about every job there was to work at McDonald's. 5 years into that, I had the opportunity, I was in college, at the invitation of a professor, to come work on campus, to come start working as a research assistant in a laboratory. And now I made a lot of great friends and was exposed to a lot of diversity in fast food and in the service industry. Learned a lot from that, but it was that transition to working on campus that made a huge impact on me, and it allowed me to really work in a way that was directly related to my field of study, in a way that directly drove my academic progress and prepared me well to go on to graduate school, even to become a professor eventually. To work in a university environment really was seminal for me. So I would say that first job on a university campus was a big turning point for me, and it really helped to drive home for me the importance of on-campus student employment for our own students, who are often in sort of the same situation that I found myself in. You know, I've been blessed to have a pretty privileged life in a lot of ways. I don't know about a specific adversity or challenge, but I did grow up on a farm in the Midwest, without a lot of money, in an environment where it was really helpful to be flexible, to be resourceful, to be self-sufficient, and those experiences growing up really shaped, I think, the way I respond to a lot of things. So So I certainly wouldn't trade that experience. I don't see it as a particular adversity, but I do see it as an important set of experiences that shaped my way of approaching life. Well, I think the things on my junk food menu are similar in some ways to the things on my food menu in general, and I would say it's probably whatever it is that I haven't had yet. I'm just really always interested in trying new things, and I would say the same about junk food as regular food. It's the thing that I haven't yet tried.